Last year, we covered the transatlantic slave trade. This year, we're going into slavery itself in the United States. I first want to read a letter by the slave owner Willie Lynch, which set the stage for how African Americans treat each other to this day. This letter was written 1312, 100 years before the transatlantic slave trade ended. So I'll read some and just pretend I'm a white slave owner. And if you hear me say ... that means I'm skipping lines. I'll read it like this is story time, I guess. Gentlemen, I greet you here on the bank of the James River in the year of our Lord. First, I shall thank you, the gentlemen of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me here. I am here to help you solve some of your problems with slaves. While Rome used cords and wood as crosses for standing human bodies along highways in great numbers, I caught a whiff of a dead slave hanging from a tree a couple miles back. You are not only losing valuable stock by hanging slaves, you are having uprisings, slaves are running away, your crops are sometimes left in the field too long. So this guy's coming in talking about how we don't really care about the lives of the slaves. What we're interested in maximizing our profit. How can we get our situation to be better? ... In my bag here, I have a foolproof method for controlling your slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. This happened in 1712. 300 years later would be 2012. He predicted this, and his plan has been carried out flawlessly because what he's about to talk about is happening today. My method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take these differences and make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control purposes. On top of my list is age. ... The second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, sizes of plantations, status on plantations, and attitude of owners. ... The black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. Don't forget, you must pitch the young black males against the old black males. You must use the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves. You must use the female versus the male. You must also have white servants and overseers who distrust all blacks. But it is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust only us. Gentlemen, these kits are your keys to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them. If used intensely for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain perpetually distrustful. Thank you, gentlemen. Now, if you're not a person of color, I don't know if you know this, but it is common knowledge that black people have a distrust of other black people. How often do we go shop at Walmart, Target, Amazon, and distrust the black-owned shops that are also available to us online? It's crazy how he outlined the game plan, executed it, and it's still working against us today. This kind of sets the stage for slavery. Slave owners have an increased level of control over slaves. Now let's get into the slave economics that happened on plantations.
Reparations Day. Happy Juneteenth.